Golf was built on silence, patience, and tradition, but these women had other plans. From viral scandals to fearless rule breakers, they didn't just play the game, they rewrote it. So grab your clubs because we're counting down 20 moments when women shocked the entire golf world. Number 20, and the caddy who cost a rookie her dream debut. It's the biggest week of her life, the 2023 US Women's Open at Pebble Beach. 20-year-old rookie Nataka Vongtav steps onto the course with nerves of steel and a smile that says, "I belong here." She's steady through 5 holes, playing even par, exactly where a debuting pro dreams to be. But then it happens. Her caddy, Jinsup Kim, pulls out a rangefinder, that little distance measuring gadget you see everywhere on tour. Except here's the catch. At the US Women's Open, it's strictly banned. 1 use, 2-stroke penalty, twice, disqualification. And he does it again. Officials walk over, and in an instant, Nataka's major debut is gone. No argument, no second chance, just stunned silence as she realizes it wasn't even her mistake. The cameras capture her walking off, head down, career dreams shattered before they began, all because of one gadget, one rule, and one person she trusted most. It's the kind of heartbreak that makes you wonder, what could possibly top this level of unfair? Number 19, the fastest golfer alive and the moment she went too far. Day 1 of the 2025 US Women's Open at Erin Hills. Cameras rolling, crowds hushed, and Charlie Hull, golf's resident speed demon, decides she's done waiting. While her playing partner Lexi Thompson is still finishing up on the green, Hull just walks off. No nod, no glance, no after you. She heads straight to the next tee box, plops down her bag, and waits. Like someone catching the next bus instead of playing in a major championship. It's a small act of defiance, but in golf, it's sacrilege. The sport runs on patience, etiquette, rhythm. Hull just broke all 3 in 10 seconds. By the time the clip hit social media, the golf world was on fire. Rude, childish, unprofessional. Everyone had an opinion, except Charlie, who couldn't care less. To her, it wasn't rebellion, it was efficiency. But that's what made it sting. A veteran who'd rather break tradition than wait 1 extra minute. And the funny part, this wasn't even the last time she'd piss off the golf critics. Number 18, the player who refused to sign and got erased. The 2023 Evian Championship, a major stage, cameras everywhere, pressure suffocating. Spanish pro Carlota Ciganda steps up for her second round, trying to claw her way up the leaderboard. But before she even leaves the scoring tent, her week and reputation are about to implode. Officials hit her with a slow play penalty. 1 extra stroke, they said. Routine stuff, normally. But Ciganda, she wasn't having it. She'd been timed, warned, and now accused of dragging the pace. And instead of nodding politely like most players do, she dug her heels in. Inside that tent, the air turned electric. Officials held out the scorecard. She stared at it, then pushed it back. Refused to sign. They warned her what that meant. Disqualification, end of tournament, end of paycheck. She just turned, walked out, and left her name off the board entirely. A single signature stood between her and survival. She chose pride instead. And after that, one thing became clear. Carlota didn't just play golf, she challenged the system. Number 17. The day a college tournament turned into a comedy show. The 2025 NIA Women's Golf Championship was supposed to crown the next generation of stars. Instead, it turned into a full-blown sitcom, minus the laugh track. At Michigan's Eagle Crest Golf Club, officials picked a pin position so brutal it made pros watching at home spit out their coffee. Picture this, a par 5 green sloped like a ski hill, with the hole cut at the steepest point imaginable. One player lines up a 20-foot putt. Smooth stroke, perfect roll, until the ball lips out and rolls all the way back to her feet. The crowd gasps. She tries again, same result. Then it happens again and again. 90 players, 90, walked away with double bogeys or worse on the same hole. It was chaos in polos. Laughter, disbelief, frustration. The NIA had to issue an official apology for wrecking its own championship. Golf prides itself on precision, but that day, precision didn't matter. Only survival did. And the next story, that one made the pros look just as ridiculous. Number 16. The calendar that got banned from the US Open. It's 2004, and Natalie Gulbis isn't just swinging clubs, she's shaking golf's entire image. While most pros are fine-tuning their putting strokes, she's about to release a 2005 swimsuit calendar that screams confidence, style, and self-branding. But when tournament officials at the US Women's Open see what she's signing at her merch booth, they nearly faint. Bikini photos, sunlight, glamour, fun, and apparently that's too much for golf's gentle traditions. Within hours, the US Golf Association steps in and shuts her event down, claiming it didn't fit the decorum of a major championship. Fans are confused. Reporters can't believe it, and Natalie? She doubles down. She keeps promoting her calendar, poses for FHM magazine, and becomes the face of a new kind of female athlete, one unafraid to be both strong and sexy. The message was clear. Golf could handle power drives, but not self-expression, and if that made them uncomfortable, Natalie didn't care. She'd already won that battle. But our next story proves golf's sense of decorum was about to be tested even harder. Number 15. The teenager who signed a $10 million contract before winning a dime. Before she could even drive a car, Michelle Wie was driving golf balls past grown professionals. At 15, she was the sports prodigy. Tall, powerful, unstoppable. But what happened next would change everything. In 2005, just before turning 16, Nike and Sony came calling with contracts worth over $10 million a year. No LPGA wins, no prize money, just pure potential. Overnight, she became golf's highest paid woman and its most scrutinized. Cameras followed her everywhere. Every swing, every stumble, every facial expression. The hype machine built her up like a superhero, and then waited for her to fall. When the results didn't match the money, the backlash came fast. Critics called her overrated, a marketing product, not a player. But how many teenagers could handle that kind of pressure? The fame that was supposed to set her free almost broke her. Still, Michelle never stopped fighting, and she'd proved that talent and toughness weren't just hype. But the next story shows what happens when golf's institutions, not players, cause the meltdown. Number 14. The day the locker room didn't exist. It's the 2023 Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions, the LPGA season opener. The best players in women's golf, actual champions, arrive at Lake Nona Golf and Country Club expecting first-class treatment. Instead, they find something unbelievable. There's no locker room, none. The men's locker room converted into a public restroom for VIP guests. The women, the athletes who earned their way there, are forced to change in their cars and parking lots. Imagine that. You've won on tour, earned your invitation, and now you're balancing on a car seat trying to change shoes while fans walk by with champagne flutes. It's not just disrespectful, it's humiliating. When photos hit social media, outrage explodes. Players like Jessica Korda call it out publicly, pointing out it wasn't the first year it happened. Others say it would never happen on the PGA Tour. And they're right. Organizers scrambled, setting up temporary lockers after the backlash. But the damage was done. Golf claimed to be evolving. That day, it looked stuck decades in the past. And the next story? It proves golf's old guard wasn't done embarrassing itself yet. Number 13. The greens so fast, they broke golf itself. The 2025 US Women's Open at Erin Hills was supposed to be golf at its finest, a showcase of precision, strategy, and control. Instead, it turned into a science experiment gone wrong. From the first tee shot, players knew something was off. Perfect approach shots hit the green and kept going. Balls that should have stopped near the pin bounced like they'd landed on a parking lot. Even the best in the world looked helpless. Maya Stark spent 20 minutes on the final hole just trying to keep her ball near the cup. It refused to stay put. Nelly Korda hit what looked like a flawless wedge, only to watch it skip, spin, and roll 15 yards past the flag. The culprit? The USGA's obsession with green speed, nearly 14 on the stimp meter, the fastest ever recorded in women's golf. Rounds stretched to 6 hours, tempers flared. Fans called it mini golf in hell. Golf's biggest championship had become a test of survival, not skill. And the backlash? Oh, that was only getting started. Number 12. The basketball superstar who drilled a fan instead of the fairway. June 2025. The Annika Pro-Am is supposed to be a lighthearted mix of pros, celebs, and good vibes. Then Caitlin Clark shows up, the WNBA phenom known for draining threes, not drives. The cameras love it, the crowd's buzzing. What could possibly go wrong? Clark steps to the tee, grinning, confident, probably thinking, how hard can golf be? She takes a few practice swings, lines up, and lets it fly. The contact is solid, too solid, but the direction completely wrong. The ball rockets sideways and smacks a spectator squarely in the crowd. Gasps, laughter, chaos. Clark's face instantly drops from swagger to sheer horror. She rushes over, apologizing, giving that "please tell me they're okay" look while the gallery nervously chuckles. The fans fine, maybe with a new story for life, but the clip goes viral within minutes. From buzzer beater queen to accidental sniper, Caitlin Clark just gave golf one of its funniest crossover moments ever, but the next disaster wasn't anywhere near as harmless. Number 11. The caddy fired mid-round on live TV. The 2013 US Women's Open. One of golf's toughest tests, brutal winds, impossible pins, and more pressure than most players face in a lifetime. But for Jessica Korda, the real battle wasn't with the course. It was with her caddy. Halfway through the round, you can see it unfolding on camera. Quiet arguments, eye rolls, tension boiling over. Then, on the 10th tee, it happens. Korda turns to her caddy and says 5 career-changing words. "Johnny, grab the bag. Let's go." Her boyfriend Johnny Delpreet had been following in the gallery. Now suddenly, he's inside the ropes, carrying her clubs on live television. The original caddy just stands there, stunned, watching his job end in real time. And the wild part? It worked. Korda shoots a shaky 40 on the front 9 with her caddy, then rallies with a 36 on the back, with her boyfriend on the bag. A breakup and a comeback, all in one round. But the next story, it proves that sometimes loyalty isn't the problem, honesty is. Number 10. The pro who turned herself in. At the 2025 Black Desert Championship, Pine Delacour was having the week of her life. A blistering 60 in round 2, fans chanting her name. She was right there, either on the edge of her first ever LPGA win. Then came the 18th hole. A routine shot, a small adjustment, and a tiny mistake no one even noticed. She unknowingly improved her lie, a violation buried deep in the rulebook. Cameras missed it, officials missed it. She could have walked away scot-free. But after finishing her round, Delacour marched straight to the rules officials and said the words no competitor ever wants to say: "I think I broke a rule." They reviewed it, confirmed the breach, and handed her a 2-stroke penalty. Her par became a double bogey. Her chance at victory? Gone. No one forced her. No one caught her. She did it because it was right. It's the kind of honesty that costs you everything and wins you respect forever. But the next story, respect wasn't part of the equation at all. Number 9. The star who played in the dark and demanded change. The 2024 Annika tournament at Pelican Golf Club was supposed to be smooth sailing. Perfect weather, no delays, just pure competition. But by sunset, Charlie Hull and Nelly Korda were still on the course, playing in near darkness. 5 hours and 38 minutes for a twosome. By the time they reached the 18th hole, Hull could barely see the flagstick. Her frustration was boiling over. The slow groups ahead had turned her round into a marathon. When she finally walked off the green, she wasn't just angry, she was done being polite about it. In her post-round interview, Hull didn't hold back. She called out slow play across the LPGA and proposed a punishment so harsh it made headlines: lifetime bans for repeat offenders. Fans loved it. Critics called her extreme, but either way, she'd started a movement because Hull wasn't just complaining. She was exposing one of golf's ugliest open secrets. And the next woman on this list, she broke a rule that made her famous for the exact opposite reason. Number 8. The woman who faced the men and nearly beat them. In 2003, Annika Sörenstam did something no woman had dared to do in nearly 60 years. She entered a PGA Tour event, the Bank of America Colonial. The last time a woman played alongside the men was 1945. The pressure, unimaginable. The spotlight, blinding. From the second she stepped onto the tee box in Texas, the golf world froze. Cameras everywhere. Critics calling it a publicity stunt. Commentators whispering that she'd embarrass herself. But Annika wasn't there to make history. She was there to compete. She opened with a composed 71, just 1 over par, calm, focused, unshaken. Then came round 2. Tougher pins, longer holes, heavier scrutiny. She shot 74, missing the cut by only a few strokes. But numbers couldn't measure what she'd just done. Annika proved a woman could walk onto a men's stage and belong there. Grace under fire, pressure under control. She didn't win the tournament, she won the moment. And our next story, that woman didn't just face judgment, she became its target. Number 7. The smoker who lit up the golf world. Literally. While most athletes are focused on breathing techniques and protein shakes, Charlie Hull prefers a cigarette in the middle of competition on live TV. It's 2024 and Hull is ranked among the world's best. Cameras follow her every move, and between shots, she casually lights up. No shame, no hiding behind the trees, just a puff of smoke drifting across the fairway. Fans are stunned. Commentators can't believe it. Social media explodes with outrage. Unprofessional, disgusting. Terrible example. And Charlie, she laughs it off. She says smoking relaxes her, helps her stay calm under pressure. It's her routine, her choice. Then comes the 2024 Olympics at Le Golf National, where officials ban her from smoking on course. Hull warns it'll affect her game, and she's right. She shoots an 81, one of the worst rounds of her career. To some, it was karma. To others, it was proof that Charlie Hull plays life the same way she plays golf. On her own terms. But the next story, that's where loyalty went up in smoke too. Number 6. The golfer who got fired by phone at the airport. It's 2006, the Women's British Open at Royal Lytham in St. Anne's. A 16-year-old Michelle Wie has just finished a grueling week. Tied for 26th, not great, not terrible. Her caddy, Greg Johnston, is exhausted but proud. He's helped guide her through a breakout season, 7 top 5 finishes, nearly $720,000 in earnings, and 3 major title runs. The next morning, he's standing at Manchester Airport waiting to board his flight home. His phone rings. It's not Michelle, it's her agent. Greg, you're fired. That's it. No explanation, no thank you, no handshake. Just a curt phone call after a year of hard work. The same man who carried her bag through rain, wind, and media chaos is out before his plane even boards. It's the coldest cut imaginable. The kind that makes you realize loyalty in golf isn't always rewarded. Johnston later said he was blindsided. Fans called it heartless, because sometimes in this sport, success doesn't protect you. It just makes the fall more public. And the next story, it wasn't about betrayal, it was about outright humiliation. Number 5, the tournament that turned into a public shaming. In 2017, the LPGA didn't start a new tournament, it started a war. Out of nowhere, the organization released a new dress code banning plunging necklines, leggings, and skirts deemed too short. The message was clear: play great golf, but don't look too confident doing it. Players were furious, fans were confused, and the conversation got ugly fast. Michelle Wie, known for her modern athletic style, called it outdated and sexist. A throwback to an era when women were told how to behave, not how to win. Commentators piled on, saying it was about professionalism, while others pointed out the obvious. No one was policing men's wardrobes. No one was telling them their pants were too tight or their shirts too bold. Social media lit up. The LPGA wanted control, but instead it got chaos. In trying to protect the image of the sport, they exposed the double standard at its core. And while the dress code quietly disappeared, its impact didn't. Because the next woman on this list, she didn't follow golf's rules. She rewrote them. Number 4. The rule that made a hero, not a villain. January 2019, the Waste Management Phoenix Open, a stadium-style madhouse where pros face one of golf's loudest crowds. But that day, the real star wasn't a PGA pro. It was Amy Bacher-Stedt, a 20-year-old Special Olympics golfer with Down syndrome, stepping onto the iconic 16th hole alongside Gary Woodland. Thousands of fans cheered as Amy teed off. Her ball found the bunker. Tough break. Woodland started to offer advice, but Amy stopped him cold with 3 words that would soon echo around the world. "I got this." She walked into that bunker, splashed it out perfectly onto the green, and lined up a 12-foot putt for par. The crowd fell silent. She looked up, smiled, and said it again. "I got this." And she drained it. The stands erupted. Woodland teared up. A viral moment was born. Not because of pity, but because of power. Amy reminded everyone watching that golf isn't just about winning, it's about believing. And the next woman, she believed in herself too, even when the whole sport tried to tear her down. Number 3, the social media golfer who refused to disappear. In 2015, Paige Spiranac stepped onto the tee box at the Dubai Ladies Masters, her first professional event. She wasn't a household name yet, just a young golfer who'd gained a small following online for posting swing videos and fitness clips. But by the time she arrived in Dubai, that follower count had exploded. And so had the judgment. Other players avoided her on the range. Whispers followed her down the fairway. Reporters cared more about her looks than than her score, and the ugliest rumor, that she'd only been invited because of her appearance. Paige called it the worst week of her life. She missed the cut, but she didn't quit. Instead, she took the criticism, the mockery, the double standards, and turned it into fuel. Today, she's golf's biggest influencer, reaching millions, speaking about body shaming and mental health, and redefining what a golfer looks like. They tried to silence her. She built an empire instead. And the next woman, she didn't win fans online. She nearly broke golf itself. Number 2, the day golf turned into a circus and nobody won. You know it's bad when professional golfers start laughing in disbelief. That's what happened during one of the strangest weeks in modern golf, when organizers turned championship courses into unplayable war zones. At the 2025 US Women's Open at Erin Hills, the greens were like glass, balls rolled backward off perfect shots, putts lipped out from inches, and players stood helplessly as bogeys piled up. Just weeks later at the NIA Women's Championship, officials cut a pin so high on a slope that 90 players double bogeyed or worse on the same hole. 6-hour rounds, concrete greens, temperatures soaring, and fans wondering what they were even watching. It wasn't golf anymore. It was chaos in khakis. Organizers defended the setups as challenging. Players called them embarrassing. Social media, a feeding frenzy. Memes, rants, side-by-side clips comparing greens to marble countertops. The whole thing became a symbol, yet proof that golf's obsession with tradition sometimes strangles its own future. Because when everyone's miserable, no one wins. And yet, the next story shows what winning really looks like. Perfection itself. Number 1, the perfect round. 59 Strokes of Immortality, March 16th, 2001. The Standard Register Ping Tournament in Phoenix, Arizona. The air was still, the crowd modest. Nobody knew they were about to witness history. Annika Sörenstam started her round with quiet confidence. Birdie, birdie, another birdie. By the turn, she was 9 under. The murmurs started. Reporters scrambled. Could this actually happen? Hole after hole, she stayed locked in, rhythmic, calm, machine-like. By the 17th, the entire course had gone silent, like everyone collectively holding their breath. Then, on the 18th green, she rolled in her final putt and looked up as her caddy whispered, "That's 59." The crowd erupted. Annika just smiled. Small, humble, in disbelief herself. She had done what no woman in professional golf had ever done before. A 59. Not a record of strength, but of precision. Not a statement, but a masterpiece. In a sport built on limits, Annika Sörenstam showed what happens when you erase them. And with that, golf's greatest shock wasn't scandal, it was perfection. Thanks for sticking with us through every twist, scandal, and shock that changed women's golf forever. Now it's your turn. Which moment do you think crossed the line the most, and why? Drop your take in the comments below, and if you love stories like these, make sure to subscribe for more.